I ain't worried about nothing. Look on my face, I ain't worried about nothing. I got God on my side, as long as he ride, get the good times running. No, I ain't worried about nothing. Tell the drummer keep drumming. Cause when you start from the bottom, you rise to the top. Heck yeah, you feel something. And ain't no way I'm gon' plummet.
Today's church is definitely not what it used to be. You know, we was filled with a lot of traditions back in the days, even when I first became in church. And what I mean by traditions, we used to come to Bible study faithfully. We had this thing called BTU, the morning bench. I know some of you might be too young to hear that, but we had prayer meetings. We had deliverance services. There was a lot that took place that we was more concerned about the personal development of the souls. But now, it seemed like church is so commercialized. It became to be entertaining. It's like we don't care about people's livelihood. We don't care about their lifestyle. All we care now is to try to be the best church in the city of Chicago, which we're losing souls. We're not losing bodies, we're losing souls to the darkness of this world.
Ministry takes a different turn because we're at a place now where there are people who don't see the need and the importance of either having a church and or a pastor. And so I think that those people have been somewhat turned away and disenchanted by religion. And so we understand that as we continue to build kingdom, build church, there are a lot of people that have a lot of legitimate concerns about church.
I went to an event not too long ago where a pastor, she was being inducted in, I guess, as a pastor. The guest pastor that was there said, to everyone who can afford $1,000, stand up. They stood up. So he counted them off like that. Now those that can do 500, stand up. So they stood up. Those that can do less than 500, like maybe 100 to 200, stand up. Now to the peasants, the poor people who has nothing. If you can afford whatever it is you can afford, stand up. I felt that was just so wrong. I was outdone because here's my thing is, why do you need to collect that much money?
Full-time pastor is very serious. And I think that if people really understood what a pastor does in a 24-hour increment period, they would really understand that sometimes their desire of knowing what we do would be more clear. I'll give you, for instance, on Saturday, just yesterday, we had a leadership meeting. Then we had a leadership meeting for Sunday school, and then immediately after that we fed the less fortunate, which our church has been doing for over 30 years, feeding every Saturday. We're not subsidized by anyone. It is strictly just membership driven. And so we feed those people who are less fortunate, as if they're in a 5-star restaurant. All they do is bring their bodies. We sit them down, you know, their place settings, silverware. We bring the meal, we bring their drink, we bring dessert. And so our church has been on the front line for doing that for 30 years. And so then Friday, we're getting work done on church, so we were up on ladders bringing awnings down. And Thursday we were looking at a project in our steeple. And so Wednesday we had Bible study twice a day, and so I do both. And so in between counseling. And so Sundays, you know, it just depends on if we're fellowshipping with somebody else, but we have a morning worship, we have a Sunday school. And so that does not even talk to the point of going to see those who are sick, those who are shut in. Even those who are bereaved. There's some people that are still dealing with many different issues that they can't make it out to church. So we take communion out to those who are shut in. And so we do community service. We're standing in the hallways of Bowen High School. And so just 2 weeks ago, I sat on a panel that spoke to the young people to mentor them. And so our community is in very much need of leadership. And so our pastors, we take on those leadership roles.
When you're at a mega church, you don't have that one-on-one time with the pastor like you would have liked to, because the pastor is always speaking to the general masses. You don't have that. He don't have a set office hours where members can come in and speak to him. It's kind of like you gotta You got to see him as you see him. Talk to him as you see him. You know, case in point, one example was when I was at my church. I wanted to shake my pastor's hand. He walked right by me like he didn't see me. You know, I just wanted the pastor needs to be more active and needs to be more involved in the individual members. You know, I think he can have a positive effect on the individual members, and it goes a long way with getting your message to reach across to the members.
You know, many families have been broken because of the demand on our life. You know, in the middle of the night, we get a phone call from members saying that we need your assistance. There's someone sick, someone went to jail, and it's our job to stand in the gap, even if they right or wrong, even if they have been a faithful member or not. Let's just take it for example. This coming up this Saturday, you know, the Lord put a vision in my heart to do a thing called pregame. I play softball. I love the game of softball. I don't just like it because of just swinging a bat and running on the field, but I love it because of the brotherhood. It's many brothers from all odds of upbringing. We come together and we share this game of passion and play it from within our heart. Now this is the part that probably not too many people know. Not only are we in the church, not only we behind the pulpit, not only are we behind the podium, not only we was in the kitchen as you've seen, this is where we at on the softball field. Yeah, your boy love playing softball, but I don't just look at that softball. I look at it as an opportunity to fellowship with guys all around. You see many teams out here. We all having a competitive game, but it's all about fun. I play on Young Guns BTA. We playing Chocolate City today, but in all essence, this is how I reach individuals. I come out and create a form of balance, and what this balance does, it lets them know that not only am I a pastor, but I'm human as well. Sometimes being a pastor is hard, and I say this, it's hard to show people that there's a humanistic side of you because you're always being judged.
24-hour day, we have a housing program, we have a food program, we have a work program, we have a back to work program, and also we have a soft skills program. But we also have a congregation. In 24 hours in this ministry, you have to deal with people complaints, you have to deal with timesheets, you have to deal with food reports. You have to deal with so many different areas so that you can stay focused. A lot of times people want to become pastors, but they don't want to do the work of ministry. Let me put it this way. There are certain areas where pastors can just pastor. That's all you have is a congregation. But in Inglewood, we have to have ministries to serve the people.
What kills me, okay, there's the tithe line, then there's the regular offering. Then all of a sudden, before you leave, where's my $500 pledges? Where's my $1,000? People don't have money like that. Seriously. A lot of us don't. A lot of us are unemployed. A lot of people are getting TANF, food stamps or whatever. Okay, so now we've paid the tithes, we've gave the offering, and now you're looking for a $500 pledge or a $1,000 pledge, and then you got these preachers that they want the building fund. The building fund has been going on for 30 years. Where is the new sanctuary? Right. Okay, you want all this money, but then when I call the church and I need some food, you got a $30 voucher? Really?
I've recognized over years in ministry the difficulties of the senior pastor role. I do believe that the parishioners are not in a place to understand completely what it takes to run a church. When they come in, the building is clean, songs are sung, pastor is preaching, but they don't see the behind the scenes activity that it takes to make that happen. I often tell staff that we live for the weekend, and what we do behind the scenes Monday through Friday makes Sunday happen.
many people don't see what it is we do. They only see our building. And so what I do is I challenge anyone who is, if I could say, questioning what a pastor does. Talk to the pastor's heart instead of what you see them driving. Because many times what we drive is not who we are. Many times where we live is not what we do. What we do can never surmount to any monetary gift, because a pastor, a true pastor, and not a hireling, is two different things. A hireling is somebody who's just in it for the money, and a pastor is somebody who has God's heart and for God's people. And so the person that you're looking at today is a true shepherd of God, called by God to do this work until God says not the same.
I went to sleep last night, and I woke up a better person. I done it, stunning. I fell in love with God, then came that money. I be the last one in